Oh honey, we've all had that moment. That one, final straw that breaks the camel's back. That feeling in your chest when you realize you've given and given and given and you just don't have anything left. For 90-day Fiancé's Jenny Slaton, that moment has finally arrived. After years of fighting, begging, and compromising her entire life to be with Sumit Singh, Jenny is done. She has officially reached her breaking point, and she is no longer willing to share a roof with Sumit's parents. The days of playing nice are over. She has laid down the law and made it crystal clear. If Sumit doesn't pack up his bags and move out with her, she is packing her bags and walking away. Yes, you read that right. Jenny has come to the heartbreaking point where she is willing to leave the man she fought for, the man she moved across the world for, all for the simple dignity of not living with her in-laws. She has given the full and final ultimatum, and this time her voice isn't shaking. Is this really happening? What pushed her over the edge? Let's get into it, because the tea is piping hot. A fresh start, or so she thought. If you've been following Jenny and Sumit's story, you know it's been anything but easy. This is the woman who left her life in America, believing Sumit's catfishing lies, only to find out he was already in an arranged marriage. She still came back. She fought his family, his culture, and even the Indian government just to be with him. She gave up her savings, her family, and her comfort, all for love. When they finally got married in secret, we all let out a sigh of relief. But then the next nightmare began. Sumit's parents, Sana and Anil, moved in. Their recent ray of hope? Opening their own business, a cafe. This was supposed to be their new beginning. A fresh start. A symbol of their independence and a way to finally make enough money to get their own place. But if you thought Sumit's family was just going to let them be happy, you haven't been paying attention. The cafe's inauguration was, to put it mildly, a cultural collision. First, Sumit invited priests who began sprinkling cow's urine all over the place for purification. You could see the complete disbelief on Jenny's face. She's been incredibly respectful of Sumit's culture, but this was her business. As she said, it's just not something Americans would even think of. It was the first sign that this fresh start was still going to be controlled by everyone else. But wait, it got so much worse. The unfiltered water incident. The real moment of horror came later. Jenny and Sumit walked into the cafe kitchen to find Sumit's mother, Sana, cooking up a storm. The problem? She was using water from the bathroom tap. Let me say that again for the people in the back. She was filling up jugs from a bathroom tap and using that unfiltered water to cook food for their new business. Neither Sumit nor Jenny could believe their eyes. This wasn't just a cultural oops. This was a full-blown hygiene nightmare. It was a complete disregard for their business, their customers, and their future. They were absolutely forced to throw away all the food. Can you imagine the humiliation? The frustration? The feeling of being completely and utterly steamrolled by the very people you're trying to escape. This right here feels like the real breaking point. This was the moment Jenny realized that as long as they live under his parents' roof, or even in the same city, she will never be the priority. She will never be the woman of her own house. I'm not living with your parents anymore. Forced to move in with Sumit's family due to their shaky finances, Jenny saw the cafe as the light at the end of the tunnel. She believed that as soon as they started making a profit, they would be out. So you can just feel the tension, can't you? After the bathroom water fiasco, Jenny finally decided to confront Sumit. She, probably taking a deep breath and trying to be calm, sat him down and said what she's been feeling for months. They need to move out, as soon as possible. She cannot and will not live with his in-laws anymore. And Sumit? Our dear, sweet, frustratingly passive Sumit gave her the same line he's been using for years. He told her they were still dependent on his parents, that they weren't stable enough, that they couldn't possibly take such a massive step. And that right there was the last straw. This is where we saw a new Jenny. A Jenny who was done crying. A Jenny who was done begging. A Jenny who was just done. She looked him dead in the eye and gave the ultimatum we've all been screaming at our TVs for years. She told Sumit that if he wasn't ready to move out, she would. She made it terrifyingly clear that she would pack her bags and leave alone. And yes, she implied that this could mean the end of their marriage. Sumit's face was pure shock. It seems like he never, in a million years, believed she would actually do it. He has always relied on her love, her patience, and her willingness to bend until she breaks. Well, she just broke. Is this the end? Honestly, the reaction from viewers has been a resounding "Finally, Jenny." We are all supporting her. For years, we've watched this vibrant woman from California become a shell of herself, constantly fighting for a man who seems incapable of standing up for her. Her health has been a concern, her spirit has been visibly dampened, and her entire life has been put on hold. Jenny isn't just asking for a new house, she's asking for a husband, she's asking for a partner who will choose her, who will put her first, and who will finally cut the cord. This isn't just a threat, this is an act of self-preservation. It is high time Jenny Slaton thinks about herself. She has given up her country, her savings, and her family. She shouldn't have to give up her dignity too. What do you think? Is this the kick Sumit finally needs to grow up? Or is this the heartbreaking end of their love story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to keep coming back to TV season and spoilers for all the latest updates on this unfolding drama. We'll be watching.